I think Teddy Atlas said it best. A man of many words that not everybody likes so much. But I respect Teddy Atlas. He has a lot of knowledge about the game of boxing, the sport of boxing, that is. And he said it best, man. Bernard Hopkins is a good fighter. He's defensive minded. We all know him. He does a lot of dirty tactics. He's smooth with it. He can get away with it. Has a lot of agility even at an older age. But his game plan, you have to cooperate with it, right? You got to do a little stepping in, a little cooperating with Bernard in order for Bernard to look extraordinary. And Bernard is he's a guy that's hard to look, it's hard to look good against him. But Dawson's one of the guys that just don't cooperate with that, because one word describes bad Chad Dawson when I think about him, and that's coordination. Dawson's coordinated. His in and out movement, his feet and his hands go hand in hand simultaneously. He's a very well coordinated fighter. He had the reach. He's southpaw. Not that bothered B-Hop much, but mainly his height, his reach, his speed, and B-Hop in spots had good timing. He caught Dawson with a short little straight right hand. He had good timing in spots. It's funny because a lot of people say that B-Hop beat Calzaghe because he's landed the cleaner, harder, effective shots. That may be true. I haven't seen that fight for a little while now, but it looked like B-Hop was trying to pull off a Calzaghe tonight. He was just trying to flurry his way to a victory. He was trying to smother Chad Dawson and just throw these little flurries which really weren't doing anything, but they just, I guess looked good in the eyes of the judges, as we've seen so often in the past. And I honestly thought, man, especially with the first score was a draw, I honestly thought that B-Hop might get robbed this fight. I mean, the fight's in Atlantic City, which is right next door to Philly, so I really thought Chad would get robbed tonight, man. I'm happy that he won. Chad Dawson, I wanted Dawson to win. I respect B-Hop. He's been a great champion, but he just is a dirty fighter, and the things he does doesn't sit well with me. It's a tough test facing Bernard Hopkins, man. It's a very tough test. It's hard to look good against him, and for the fact that it's hard to look good against him, Dawson dominated, but at the same time, he dominated points-wise. He didn't dominate physically. So at the same time, that's why I thought that this might be a fight with his low flurries that he was trying to throw, that the judges could easily, put him ahead at least by a point or two at the end, and Dawson could ultimately get robbed. But if you score this fight by point-wise technicality of the shots that's landed cleanly, Dawson was the one winner of the fight, and I think that was clear. And I also thought that Dawson could have stepped up offensively, especially in the last couple rounds, in which he did in the last round, the 11th round, not so much the last round, but Bernard was holding a lot, pushing down on Dawson's neck. I even seen him climb on Dawson's back again, but I'm glad Dawson didn't shove him again because, Dawson kept his composure, man. B-Hop's a hard guy to fight. He's a dirty fighter, man. That's just like a fact, man. You should know this by now that Bernard Hopkins is a dirty fighter, and some people respect him for it. I don't, I acknowledge that he can get away with it because he's very smooth. It ain't no crying in boxing, I know that. I was taught that from the gate. There's no crying in boxing, but I like people that follow the rules and that are cleaner fighters, and B-Hop just basically breaks all the rules. He's been a great champion. He's ruled the middleweight division like a king. He's done damage at light heavyweight. He's changed some careers around, and he's a legend, possibly the last best throwback fighter. And, I acknowledge Bernard Hopkins, the good with the bad with the ugly. I acknowledge Bernard Hopkins. I'm not going to say it's time for him to hang it up. I didn't tell him, like Nazeem Richardson says, I didn't tell him when to start. How can you tell him when to finish? If he continues, then he continues. But I think today's a new day. It's a new era. It's Bad Chad Dawson, the new light heavyweight champion. And, we'll see what's next for him. You could take the Pascal rematch. You got Tavares Cloud. I believe Cloud and Pascal are actually fighting each other. You got Ishmael Salak, who just won on Friday Night Fights. You got that guy. And Andre Ward might step up. He's in a bind right now where he's got to pick, I guess, fight one of the brothers or fight a no-name. So you never know. Maybe he might step up to light heavyweight. I doubt he would want to take on Chad Dawson as his first fight at light heavyweight. He might want to take a little tune-up at that weight to see how it plays out. But Dawson interestingly said he's willing to go down to 168 as well to go back down and face Andre Ward. So, man, we'll see. Andre Ward, another guy that can be similar to B-Hop in ways. But congratulations to Chad Dawson. And if this is B-Hop's last fight, he's had a great career, man. Slideways 100. I'm out.